Trying to make it potentially a one-possession game. Up and under Pacey's.
That's what they needed right there.
Force one here. Up to Chin, who throws it down.
Minkler, good ball fake, gets to the 10.
Count it and the foul.
Two buzzer beaters to his credit, goes down the lane, double pump.
There it is.
Cut! Another! Another!
And it's a steal by Soden to the rim. He's got the layup and Bedford's got the lead.
McGeady drives, Strand open, three-pointer up and in. Wow.
And they come up with a steal. O'Connell looking for the flush.
Make guys shoot twos.
Step back, Castro trying to tie the game. Juanena up the sideline, Castic way, double pump. Shot up and in! Up and in!
Trying to find Bono.
Mike with the steal! Mike is going to run off the clock! Well, hello everyone, and welcome here to Rochester. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you, getting set for the 2025 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I semifinal matchup between top-seeded Bedford and perennial power Exeter. Two of the more history programs meeting on this floor. The winner advances to Sunday's championship round. They will take on the Keene Blackbirds. Keene survived earlier tonight with a 61-60 win over Portsmouth. It is their first state championship game appearance since 1992. Bedford and Portsmouth, in Exeter for that matter. Bedford and Exeter are the two opponents coming up. They've been on that big stage a lot recently. In fact, it's the third straight semifinals trip for head coach Frank Moreno of the Bulldogs. Bedford won the entire tournament and were state champions just 2 years ago in 2023. Hoping to get back to the final round for the second time in 3 seasons. Exeter, meanwhile, it's been a little while by their standards anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were last champions in 2019. They were on the inside track to do it again in 2020, but as we know, the postseason tournament was canceled after first round play that year. They have not been back to the championship since. But Coach Holmes has a squad that could certainly do that tonight. 14-4 during the regular season. Already 2 tournament wins under the belt. A blowout victory over Goffstown in the preliminary round, and then a wire-to-wire win on the road last weekend against South. 60-44 was that final score.
And we were there, and they played well. They got Greco back. And with Greco back, that inside punch, and that's going to pose a little bit of trouble here, I think, for Bedford. I think both teams are fairly evenly matched, but Connor O'Rourke has played really well in the paint for Bedford. And now he has to go up against another player who is a little bit bigger than he is, a little bit younger, but a little bit bigger and is skilled, can move, can block shots at Thibodeau for Exeter. But then you have Greco is a guy that just does so many things well. He's good around the basket. He's an interior scorer. He can shoot. And the point guard play for Exeter, I think, is what sort of sets them apart. McNeff is a step above pretty much anybody in the division, I think, in terms of point guards. He's really tough to guard. He's left-handed. But he'll be faced with 2 guards for Bedford that are also tough. They're a little bit younger, but they're tough. And Bedford likes to push the ball. Exeter, both teams are well coached. And I don't know. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think it's going to be close. Let's just see if Bedford can play the way they want to play, which is push the ball down the floor and attack and score early offense.
Bulldogs 15-3 during the regular season, involved in a 3-way tie at the top of the D1 standings. The tiebreakers went their way, and they ended up as the 1 seed. The only team to have the first round off, 1 bye in this 15-team tournament. Of course, they were in action back on Saturday night on their home floor against number 9 seed Wyndham and beat the Jaguars 66-59 for their 5th straight victory. These two teams, of course, met head-to-head back in January, nearly 2 months ago. That was a victory for Bedford in Exeter, 72-58, but that might as well have been years ago at this point.
Yeah, I think their teams are a little bit different now. Exeter, I think, is different than they were then. Defensively, they're really good. They play if I'm not mistaken, and we've done so many games lately, but they play a little zone, and their zone is pretty good. So let's see how Bedford fares against a team that's, size-wise matches up quite well.
All right, let's send things downstairs for the introduction of the starting lineups, the national anthem, and then we'll take things back upstairs prior to the tip.
And good evening, and welcome to Tim Cronin Court here at the James Foley Recreation Center for tonight's 2025 NHIAA Division I Boys Second Basketball Semifinal between the fifth-seeded Blue Hawks of Exeter High School and the number 1 seed Bulldogs of Bedford High School. Let's meet tonight's starting lineups. First for Exeter, number 11, Nate McNeff. For Bedford, number 2, Landon Ellsmore. For the Blue Hawks, number 22, Tyler Reed. For Bedford, number 3, Logan O'Connell. For Exeter, number 24, Huxley Brown. For Bedford, number 4, Jack Pennington. For Exeter, number 30, Nick Greco. For Bedford, number 23, Luigi Duck. And for the Blue Hawks, number 23, Jack Thibodeau. And for the Bulldogs, number 22, Connor Rock. The head coach of Exeter Blue Hawks is Jeff Holmes. His assistant coaches, Tom Kedger, Kevin Walker, Chris Passmore. Manager, Louis Steinberg. The Bulldogs head coach is Frank Marino. His assistants, Andy Panaskovich, Tyler Taylor Grant, there we go, Matt Villatano, and Ken Harrington. Manager for Bedford is Javon Georges. The officials for tonight's game, Dan Moreland, Antoine Thomas, and Hunter Judd. At this time, we would ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Now there it is, the national anthem setting the tone for this semifinal. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. The winner gets Keene on Sunday in the state championship game. Blackbirds advanced to their first title match in over 30 years with a semifinal win on this floor earlier tonight. 61-60 was that final over Portsmouth. This one a rematch between Bedford and Exeter, a January meeting that was won by the Bulldogs. Bedford the number 1 overall seed, Exeter at number 5. They advanced in the quarterfinals with a road win over Nashua South. Justin, what do we watch for?
Well, we watched for what do they do early, Bedford, in terms of going to the post like they have been. Early in the game, they like to throw it inside, let Connor O'Rourke do his thing around the basket. And how will Exeter counterattack that? And in Exeter, will they play zone, and what will Bedford do against that zone, and how will they attack it via shooting jump shots or still trying to go inside, maybe inside out?
The officials, Anton Thomas, Dan Moylan, Hunter Judge. Bedford and the home whites will head left to right. Right to left. In this first half, Exeter in the road navy blue jerseys will counter from left to right. Jumping it up, the 6'7" Thibodeau for Exeter, the 6'6" O'Rourke for Bedford. Two of the better big men statewide. This tip won by Bedford. O'Connell dribbles into a double team immediately. And now we'll pull it out. Head coach Frank Moreno off his seat very early here, waving his arm, directing traffic. Exeter opening up in what looks like a man-to-man defensively.
Yeah, they tend to switch things up defensively, offensively. They run a lot of different things.
Jack Hinton for 3 is off target. And Thibodeau's got his first rebound for Exeter. Now the first trip down the floor for the Blue Hawks, coached by longtime head coach Jeff Holmes. This team's expected to make deep playoff runs really every season. This year, no exception.
Bedford 2-3 zone. They play a lot of man, but the other day they played zone for a very short time when we saw them last week.
Here's McNeff for 3, able to. Well, he caught the ball down by his ankles.
He did.
Pulled it up and did not hesitate. His first field goal comes from downtown, and Exeter has the first lead of the game, 3-0.
Can't leave him wide open. I see a couple mismatches. My one mismatch would be Hinton and Huxley Brown, though Huxley does a lot. Hinton's a little bit quicker. Might want to attack.
Meanwhile, the freshman Dak turns it over. Exeter doesn't have the numbers. They do have Greco in the corner with the dribble. Trying to find some maneuvering room along the sideline to reset the offense. Minute and a half gone by. And now Greco in trouble. Dak with the steal.
Tried to force it.
Lob for O'Rourke. No. Dak, yes.
Good follow. Oh, it's an almost good attempt. Haven't seen many lobs this year. Love that attempt.
You saw the 6'5", 6'6" O'Rourke able to elevate, but couldn't quite throw it down. Meanwhile, here's a 3 from Tyler Ream. That's too strong. Bedford the other way. Pull-up jumper for Elsmore is a back iron miss, and there on a pinch-down rebound is Greco for Exeter. Well, McNeff hits the gas and is blocked at the rim. Dak going to throw it up the floor. O'Connell with a spin move, and the layup rolls off the rim. There's O'Rourke.
Great
counted,
rebound.
and the foul.
Offensive rebound all the way underneath the basket. I don't know how he twisted around and put that in.
Well, he's a kid that we talked about, came off the bench last year on a talented Bedford squad in his junior season. This year as a senior, he's really been the focal point in the middle, and offensively has had some great productive games as of late, including in the quarterfinal win over Wyndham.
Yeah, rebounding-wise, too. He had a 21-point or 21 rebound game the other day, 17 and 21, I believe. Got a lot of rebounds early.
He's got 3 points for Bedford, 3 of the 5 for the Bulldogs. 5 in a row scored by the top seed. Meanwhile, Exeter is going to tie the game.
Bedford went back to a man that time. Exeter was able to run their flex.
Thibodeau showing the mid-range game. The junior knocks down the 14-footer. 3 minutes in. O'Connell to the rim, left it short. Loose ball tracked down by McNeff for the Blue Hawks. Point guard will keep it himself. The senior, he's been a 3-year starter. Here's Greco for 3. Around the rim and out. Hinton's got his second rebound.
A good catch and shoot. Didn't go in, but a good, not hesitating, just catch and shoot.
Here's Dak, no hesitation from the corner. That won't go. McNeff another board. 5-5 opening minutes. Nearing the midway point, first quarter. Exeter going to pump the brakes here. Again, Coach Holmes. Arms crossed at the end of the bench. Watching the offense develop here. Well, Greco off the dribble is going to draw a foul.
Got away with a little push off the left arm early. Kind of pushed Connor O'Rourke away. I don't know about that one.
Coach Moreno not pleased.
Like a good block shot from behind. Didn't get much contact there, but hey, it's a foul's a foul.
Freshman forward, Ouija Dak hit with his first. 1 team foul each way so far. Meanwhile, Greco. This one goes in and out. He had 21 in the win over Nashua South in the quarterfinal round.
Yeah, he played well.
Has been one of Exeter's premier scorers the last couple of seasons.
Got good footwork around the basket.
He's also turned into a shot blocker.
He has.
On the defensive end.
And a good jump shooter, too. He's hit a few threes, shoots well.
Going to go 1 for 2 at the line here to put Exeter back in front 6-5. Dak trying to match with a 3. That's a side iron miss. And there's Huxley Brown, who's back in the starting lineup for Exeter.
My man Huxley.
With his first rebound off the bounce. Meanwhile, crossover, spin, and then a block shot is Hinton pitched down.
Great help
to get a piece.
Great help.
Dak his third rebound, now a 3 in transition is up and in for Logan O'Connell. The junior stepped into that one off the dribble. Bedford out in front 8-6. Move inside of 4 minutes. Now off the ball screen, McNeff left that short. O'Rourke has the glass for Bedford. His 4th rebound already. Meanwhile, Dak lost it, but a whistle.
Body foul, maybe Greco.
A slashing move there by the freshman definitely drew contact. As we get a look, McNeff kind of swiped his right arm around from behind, but the foul actually against Greco.
Yeah, body foul toward the end. You're seeing Dak, freshman, only a freshman, you guys out there watching. More aggressive today offensively than we've seen him lately. He's kind of going after it, taking threes, which he doesn't normally do. Very often anyway. Early subbing. Wow.
Yeah, Coach Moreno going to go to the bench. A couple of guys, Ali Shakur, another ball handler, sophomore. He's onto the floor for the first time along with freshman guard Luke O'Connell, the younger brother of Logan.
It's our energy guy, right? When we do games when Bedford plays, Shakir, who do you have? Shakir? Energy guy.
Yes. Very good player.
0 for 2, Dak from the free throw line. Got to make free throws in the semifinals.
As a result, Exeter can take the lead with a 3, and they won't on that ream attempt. But there's McNeff on the glass. To the rim, left-hand finish for the southpaw.
Again, that left hand is so hard to stop. And he's strong, football player strong.
McNeff with 5 of Exeter's 8. We're tied at 8. Coming up on 3 minutes to go, first quarter. Now a chant of Bedford coming from the Exeter fans. They're in green tonight, in observance of, I would imagine, the upcoming St. Patrick's holiday. McNeff trying to put the Blue Hawks back in front. A little pick and pop, and a travel called up top.
Yep, you got to get those feet set. Don't shuffle. Get your feet set. Make your move. Everybody tries to go a little bit too early and too fast.
Just the second Exeter turnover of this opening quarter. Back to the bench, Coach Moreno. Keeping those rotations moving here. Jack May is going to see the floor for the first time, senior forward. They set a ball screen here. May gets it back and goes to the rim contested.
Yeah, nobody there. We haven't seen May play very often lately, but, maybe Coach is going to go a little deeper in his bench, trying to give his starters a little bit of rest this time so that by the end of the game they're not so wiped out.
Yeah.
There's a lot of energy just by being in the semifinals. It's very a lot of adrenaline flowing.
Good block shot there from O'Rourke. Off the ball screen. Connell going to attack, but had it stripped.
Good hands by McNeff. Another turnover.
Ends up with Greco, who's going to bring it into the front court. 2 minutes to go, first quarter. Greco spins right, ball fake, kicks to the wing. Ream is ready. It's a line drive miss. Bedford's Jack May allows the ball to go out of bounds.
Right now, they just can't get anything to fall out. Those threes and those long shots. Greco trying to attack too, really trying to get into the paint. Kind of got stuck, had to kick it out. Need to let the offense flow a little bit. Maybe don't try and force anything, let it flow.
Meanwhile, Coach Holmes going to go to the bench for the first time. 2 subs on the floor. The 6'5" Nate Tomasi is going to be in the middle for a moment. And the athletic sophomore Jackson McDonald getting his first playing time as well. Driving kick 3, up and in. It's Landon Elsmore.
Good shooter.
Knocks down the second Bedford team three-pointer with 90 seconds now to go. Bedford has scored 5 straight. They lead by 5. Largest lead either way.
Yeah, they're getting good wide open looks too.
Greco trying to find Ream. Now McNeff to his left, back to his right. Kicks to the corner. Good closeout by Shakir. Coach Moreno continuing to instruct the defense. Meanwhile, Greco, long 2, up and in. Tough fadeaway.
That was a tough possession as well. Bedford did a really good job defensively, and that's a nice pull-up to kind of create offense because there wasn't much there.
First field goal for Greco. Meanwhile, a quick 3. That's a miss for Luke O'Connell. And a long rebound collected for Exeter's Ream. Up the floor, McDonald's wide open.
Indeed he is. Early offense. Push the ball. Run to the rim. Run to the rim.
Some bench points for Exeter. They're back within 1. Final 30 seconds. Driving kick. May out of the corner with a lefty dribble. Cut off on the baseline. Finds a shooter in the other corner, and that's in the hole for the lefty Luke O'Connell.
Another O'Connell, another 3.
More bench points for Bedford. A
Bench
4-point edge now at 16-12. Final shot may belong to Exeter. Down to 10 seconds. McNeff looking to attack. Teardrop in the lane over O'Rourke. 7 for McNeff. Bedford trying to beat the clock. Elsmore on the run. It's a back iron miss, and that will do it for the first quarter. As expected, back and forth affair. 2-point game after 1. Bedford 16, Exeter 14. Second quarter next. You're watching the 2025 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I semifinals. Here on Friday Night Lights in New Hampshire. We're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Two-point game as we begin the second quarter here in Rochester. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. D1 semifinals. Winner goes to the state championship game on Sunday where the Keene Blackbirds await. Exeter begins the quarter down 2 with the basketball. Trailed by as many as 5 in that first quarter. Blue Hawks trying to get back to the big stage, the championship round for the first time in 6 seasons. Bedford hoping to do it for the second time in the last 3. Meanwhile, this one is Bedford ball. Logan O'Connell, good effort defensively, forcing the fourth Exeter turnover of this first half.
Really good defense. Didn't see what happened. He must have dribbled it out of bounds, perhaps, or his foot stepped out. Because he had it, and he could have. The ball was tipped into the back court, so you're able to go back and get it. Did not see what happened. And here we see Exeter in a man, and Bedford's in a man as well the last time down.
Both teams have been content with the half-court defensive sets so far, but we know each head coach has a deep bag of defensive tricks. Meanwhile, the freshman, Dak, kind of a gliding move there, couldn't finish with the left. The rebound ends up with Greco. Exeter gets the stop they wanted.
Got to keep being aggressive, keep attacking the basket. He's a strong young player.
McNeff, contact there. The defender Shakir was knocked down. Didn't matter. McNeff off to a blazing start. 9 points in this first half.
I don't think Shakir was quite there. That's a deep three.
And that's in the hole. Logan O'Connell, the junior, connects again from downtown. He's got 6 early on to lead Bedford.
Deep three. That was out by the blue line, the volleyball line.
Both teams have shown the hot touch from three-point land.
That?
Bedford collectively has hit 4 now after that last make. Meanwhile, backdoor McNeff in a crowd is fouled.
He's trying to go up. Good call. He looked like he was trying to force his way up. And that's not our first foul, is it?
It is.
It is our first foul. Oh, second quarter, of course, first foul. Yeah, I keep forgetting.
First team foul either way here in this second quarter. So we get the reach in.
He's shooting. Didn't look like he was shooting, but he called that a shooting foul. He tried to go up. Yeah, he tried to go up, but first I thought he said 2, and then I thought maybe not, but he's going up.
Yeah, you're right. McNeff will shoot 2. Chance to get into double figures. Foul was on Jack May, his first. So McNeff has got a chance to become the first double-digit scorer tonight. He's led both teams so far with a game-high 9 points. More importantly, open to make it a 2-point game. He goes short, and Dak has the rebound for Bedford, his 4th.
It's been quite a bit of time there. It's about a 5 or 6 minute delay. Got a little cold. And again, everybody has to get warmed up again. I would have been doing jumping jacks in the corner, I think.
Well, again, the Blue Hawk fans, they're in green tonight, and they're chanting defense. Bedford taking their time with the diagnosis. O'Connell hands to Dak. The Dak to the rim for 2.
Nice pass. Good cut to the basket by Dak. Again, being aggressive offensively tonight.
Second field goal, 4 points for the freshman. Bedford by 5 again at 21-16. Thibodeau's pass is tipped and stolen. Turnover number 5 for Exeter. Meanwhile, Hinton trying to avoid the travel at the last moment, could not. Despite the effort to put the basketball on the floor, a travel is called. That's Bedford's 4th giveaway.
The defense coming on the block shot attempt by.
Left his feet, couldn't land.
He could not. Myers, who came in. Myers is about 6'5" as well, who just now had to run out of the gym. Maybe not feeling well either.
Well, this pass gets away from its intended target, Jackson McDonald. And that's now back-to-back giveaways for Exeter.
A little sloppy play right now after the long break.
Yep.
Again, got to warm up.
Nearly 3 minutes in, second quarter. Bedford a chance to extend their largest lead here. Exeter sticking with that man-to-man. O'Connell. And we got to reach in here against McDonald. Sophomore defender with a guilty smile on his face.
Don't reach. Just move your feet and stay in front. Get a hand up on the shot and box out and go get it.
It's first on McDonald. And just the first team foul. Not a lot of whistles so far in this first half.
No, we've seen some good officiating in the playoffs thus far, I believe.
Dak misses. Thibodeau collects for Exeter.
A plethora of tips before Thibodeau grabbed that one.
He's the high man on the glass with 4 for the Blue Hawks. Exeter looking for offense. It's been inconsistent so far against this Bedford man-to-man defense.
There it is.
McNeff's open. Three-pointer, around the rim and out. Again, it's tipped. This time it's Greco out of a crowd to keep it alive for Exeter. A second chance on the way. McNeff attacks the teep of the defense, runs out of room, McDonald splits, goes down low, and there's Thibodeau with the layup.
Good pass to your center. Thibodeau, good cut, keeping his hands up so the ball can get right where it's supposed to be.
Sophomore McDonald with the assist. Blue Hawks make it a one-possession game again. Midway through second quarter, Elsmore behind the back, drops it down to O'Rourke. Inside out, Hinton, line drive three, around the rim and out. And again, it's Greco on the glass for Exeter. Blue Hawks can tie with a three. McDonald hopes to give it to him, won't. Tipped out by Thibodeau. Dak has it and is fouled in the backcourt.
McNeff, I believe.
It's on Thibodeau.
Yes, it was Thibodeau.
They
Wow,
reach
I thought
in
McNeff
against the
did.
Exeter center. It's the second against the junior. So Coach Holmes with a decision to make. He's going to leave the 6'7" center on the floor, at least for now, despite the two fouls.
You have that O'Rourke-Thibodeau matchup. You want to leave that in, otherwise Bedford could take advantage. Uh-oh, that didn't look good there. Elsmore fell maybe on his wrist.
Meanwhile, this one off for O'Connell. Wrestled free by Dak. The freshman goes back up. Can't connect. There's O'Rourke. Third try for Bedford. Tipped out of bounds. And it's going to stay with the Bulldogs.
Wow, that's a really strong rebounding inside.
The Exeter fans don't like the call. Coach Holmes shaking his head as well.
I thought O'Rourke might have got hit when he went up a couple times there, but no call.
Well, the refs have let them play, so to speak. It's been a physical first half. Meanwhile, Ali Shakir is back on the floor for Bedford. Going to hand off to Elsmore, who's going to pull it out. Coming up on 3 minutes to go until halftime. Bulldogs have led most of this first half. O'Rourke out of the corner. Skips it to Elsmore, but travels first.
Dragged his foot. He's not used to really attacking the basket off the dribble, but he's going to have to work on that. Next level, right? 6'6". Got to be able to get to the basket off the dribble. When you're that size, you got to be able to do more things. He's getting there. He's gotten so much better. His inside play, his footwork is outstanding.
On the block, Greco spins around Dak and scores in a crowd.
Speaking of footwork, see that spin move and the reverse layup, use the basket to kind of shield him from the block shot.
Greco now with 5. Meanwhile, O'Connell off balance. 2 more. He's Bedford's high scorer with 8. Tough finish there. Played through contact and puts Bedford out in front 23-20.
Definitely tough shot. Tough shot.
Here's McDonald testing the waters and finds a seam.
You see that little hesitation. Defense was frozen off that tiny, tiny hesitation. Drive to the basket. Acceleration. Left hand layup. Right hand side.
One of those stop and start moves.
Yeah, so quick too. Just froze the defense for just a second.
There's high-low, and there's a layup for Dak. Good feed from the sophomore Shakir. Dak with 6. And again, Bedford keeping Exeter at arm's length here, a 3-point edge. McNeff back to work. Finds a man in the middle. It's Ream. Tough shot. Got it to go.
Yeah, McNeff always seems to find cutters. He does get a little bit too far, I think, underneath the basket. That was a really tough pass.
Elsmore with a 15-footer, no. And then this one last touch by Greco. Battling with Dak there on the weak side. Couldn't secure it. Bedford will have a second try.
I think people know Dak is only a freshman. He is the strongest freshman we've seen all year.
Been a lot of good freshmen statewide this year.
Absolutely.
Dak's certainly amongst that group. Started every game for Bedford. Here's a long 2 for the freshman. Right on cue.
And again, ultra aggressive today for Dak.
He's got 8 points in his first half. And again, 3 points seems to be the magic number. Bedford 27, Exeter 24.
Back in the 2-3 zone, Bedford. See how Exeter decides to diagnose that. Look at the high post. The high post is Greco. Try and get the ball there, and everything magical happens from the high post.
Inside out, Jackson out of the corner. A couple of dribbles. Back up top. Inside of the final minute, first half. Ream for 3.
Now, when you have shooters and you're playing zone, inside out, kick the ball, bang.
Well, he was scoreless up until a moment ago when he hit that jumper in the lane. This time, he knocks down the 3-pointer.
Man, all of a sudden we have a tie ball game. Wow.
It's got the Exeter fans chanting defense once again. O'Connell off the ball fake, steps to his right, fires a three and knocks it down.
Another tough shot by O'Connell. He's feeling it today.
He's the latest amongst a long list of O'Connells that have come through Bedford High. He knocks down a straightaway three. He now is in double figures, the lone Bulldog to do so with a team high 11. Final 15 seconds. Coach Holmes thinking final shot with his club trailing by 3.
I believe there are O'Connells in perpetuity that will always exist at Bedford High School no matter what we do. They just keep coming.
Final 3 seconds. McNeff trying to tie the game at the buzzer. Can't do it, and that'll do it for the first half.
What a
Bedford,
half.
right now, looking pretty good. The top seed led most of the way in that first half. And they take a 3-point edge with them into the locker room, 30-27. But certainly, Exeter has reason to feel pretty good themselves. Just a possession away from tying the basketball game with plenty of time to go.
They do, because Bedford's made 5 threes to their 2. And Exeter has done a good job sort of preventing the drive and those easier baskets. They've kept Connor O'Rourke off of the block. He hasn't really been available to do much from there. So they've done that. I think that was a big thing that they had to do. You have to accomplish one thing. You accomplish stopping the big man, who has been outstanding all year, rebounding points. They stopped him. Other guys now have stepped up. Dak has stepped up. Logan O'Connell has stepped up, gotten points, gotten rebounds. So I think that's where the difference is right now.
Coming up in just a moment, full recap stats, highlights, analysis, out-of-town scoreboard, which includes a recap from the other semifinal played here in Rochester earlier tonight between Keene and Portsmouth. So a lot to get to in just a moment. 30-27 is Bedford's halftime lead over Exeter. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I semifinals. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, we're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com. The New Hampshire Tomahawks promote the highest level of club lacrosse competition, not just in the state, but in the country. Looking to get recruited? Director Chris Cameron keeps an open dialogue with the nation's top college lacrosse coaches. Over 400 New Hampshire Tomahawks alumni have played at the college level, including the ACC, Big East, Big Ten, Ivy, NESCAC, NE10, and more. The New Hampshire Tomahawks coaching staff has over 100 coaches, including current high school, varsity, and college coaches. The Tomahawks offer training for players of all ages, clinics, camps, and leagues, along with spring, summer, and fall elite teams. So play with the best. The New Hampshire Tomahawks, showcase and development for college lacrosse. Visit NewHampshireTomahawks.com and girls.nhtomahawks.com. How can you reach your team's fundraising goals at no risk and no cost? MG Sports offers a variety of products to make your team's fundraiser a success. Their products include tickets and discount cards to hundreds of local businesses. MG Sports now has a digital platform where athletes can raise funds in the comfort and safety of their own home. So become another athletic program like Bedford, Goffstown, or Memorial that sets fundraising records every season. MG Sports, fundraising made easy. Visit mgsportsfundraising.com to start raising money for your team today.
Halftime here in Rochester. The top seed, Bedford, out in front of Exeter, 30-27. The winner advances to Sunday's championship round, where they will face the Keene Blackbirds. More on that in just a moment. But looking back at this first half, tight throughout. Largest lead either way was 5. Bedford played with the lead throughout most of that first half. They were led by Logan O'Connell. Knocked down 3 3-pointers. He's the lone Bulldog in double figures at the midway point with 11. Ouija Dak on his way perhaps to a double-double tonight. 8 points, 6 rebounds for the freshman power forward. On the other side, Exeter's Nate McNeff did his job. 9 points for the senior point guard to go along with 3 rebounds. Jack Thibodeau, 4 points, 4 boards. And Nick Greco, 5 points, 4 rebounds for the 6'3 senior. I'd imagine both head coaches pretty pleased with the way that their teams took care of the basketball in that first half. Bedford with 5 giveaways, Exeter with 6 turnovers.
Yeah, I would agree with that, too. I think they, there was a couple times when both teams tried to force the action a little bit too much, and that happens in semifinal games and finals with that adrenaline kicking in, and you have to kind of, you don't think anything's happening, so you get impatient, and you move the ball around a few times, and then you just attack, and there's defenders right there in front of you, and you kind of get lost, stuck in the air, and turn the ball over. But I do anticipate perhaps seeing a little bit more from Greco in the second half. He was very quiet with 5. And maybe going inside to O'Rourke a little bit more if you're Bedford, trying to attack inside out, because that seems to have been what's working for them all year. They've shot well here in the first half. But that adjustments were made at halftime. And what adjustments were made, we'll find out. But you have a coach on the Exeter side who's been around forever. And he's a really good adjustment guy. Frank Moreno, too, is a good adjustment guy. But it's just going to be one of those games, I think, that's going to be back and forth and tight the entire time, because the teams are really pretty similar if you look at how they play. They don't play, not much difference. I thought maybe Bedford would try and push the ball more. That's what they want to do, but they haven't been able to do that so far today.
Yeah, don't be fooled by the seeds either. Bedford, the top seed, as we know. Exeter at number 5, but only one game separated these two teams during the regular season. Bulldogs 15-3. Exeter was 14-4. Earlier today on this floor, Keene advanced to their first state championship game since 1992.
What a game.
With a victory over Portsmouth that came down to the wire. 61-60 was that final. Keene senior Javon Messiah, a game-high 27 points in the win.
He stepped up. He stepped up in the second half, huge, and basically willed his team to that victory. He made free throws at the end. In fact, the entire Keene team, when they got fouled, made free throws at the end when you're supposed to make them. They did that and were able to hang on for that 1-point win. Very close at the end, though. If you guys weren't watching, Isaiah Reese from Portsmouth, though, pulled up for that 3, leaned in, little contact made, but I think he created it, so you really couldn't call it. So that close. It was that close.
Sure was.
Excuse me.
Second half underway. As we begin this third quarter, the teams have switched ends. Bedford going to work left to right, and they have the ball first. O'Connell in a crowd, tried to bank it, won't go. McNeff clears the window for Exeter. Brings it himself down the other end. High teardrop over Dak. It's going to put him in double figures now with 11.
And I expect to see him even more aggressive this half. Hopefully his stomach feels a little bit better after the incident at the free throw line. And he's usually a guy, too, that comes big in the second half, steps up, makes a lot of big shots.
Meanwhile, Elsmore trying to tip to the baseline. It's pulled back out now for O'Connell on the wing. To his left, baseline drive. Finds O'Rourke in the lane for the easy 2.
Good pass to his teammate. I'd like to see them put him on the low block and see how he does, Connor O'Rourke against Thibodeau. That one-on-one battle. I've been looking forward to that. I want to see that all game. And when I find out they were going to play each other, I've been wanting to see that big time.
O'Rourke contained in that first half with just 3 points. Here's Thibodeau. He's got 6 after that. Baseline jumper goes his way. It's a 1-point game at 32-31. Exeter in a man-to-man. That's been the defensive look tonight. So far, more of the same to begin this third quarter on the defensive end for Exeter.
Yeah, not a lot of zones for them today. Last time we saw them, they were boxing one the entire game. What a game plan that was.
Meanwhile, an air ball after a lengthy possession for Bedford. Exeter now with a chance to take their first lead since the first quarter.
It's good ball movement. Good ball movement, patience. He took that shot. It wasn't a forced shot or a rush shot. It was just short.
Here's Greco giving room on the baseline, goes into the post against the smaller defender, tried to bank it, and drew a foul.
Maybe got hit from behind. Tough play. O'Rourke just stay on the floor, hands up, straight up. As soon as those hands tilt down, you're a young player. Hands tilt down. Got that on O'Connell, I believe.
It's his first.
He hit him. Definitely tuck his hand down. Hand straight up. He's not going to get that call. As soon as that hand comes down, he got him on the arm.
So Greco, 5 points in that first half for Exeter. He's been one of their leading scorers all season. Now 2 of 3 at the line after that make. Tied at 32, and again, Exeter looking for their first lead since the opening moments.
Yeah, I do think he'll step up this half a little bit, get himself involved. He wasn't that involved in the first half offensively, and he's a scorer.
Dak wants to go at Greco and does so.
Strong move to the basket.
Dak in double figures with 10.
I have not seen him this aggressive offensively this year, especially with the ball in his hand away from the basket.
McNeff for Thibodeau. Power dribble, blocked by O'Rourke. And then a jump ball is called. Second block for the 6'5" Connor O'Rourke.
And this is what I've been looking forward to seeing.
Jump ball, the call. Exeter has the possession arrow. There's Huxley Brown. A couple of dribbles towards the basket, nowhere to go. Exeter going to reset. Coach Moreno watching the defense intently here, and eventually a shot opens up for Greco from up top.
And that's the zone. They tried to trap in the corner, and the high post area was wide open for the 15-footer.
Meanwhile, tough shot for O'Connell. 6th rebound for Thibodeau, a team high.
Keep an eye on the zone.
Exeter looking to stretch this 1-point lead. 3 minutes in, third quarter.
Now Bedford switched to a man.
Greco via the baseline lost the dribble.
Got
That's
away
the
from
first
him.
turnover for Exeter since halftime. Coach Moreno back to the Bedford bench. Shakir coming on. And Luke O'Connell returning as well. However, the problem is there's 6 guys on the floor right now, and before
Don't want that.
Landon Elsmore finally trots off.
I mean, if you get away with it, sure, but you don't want it. That's, you know, bad things happen.
Bedford looking to retake the lead. Led by as many as 5 in that first half. In the vocal Exeter student section, chanting defense. Luke O'Connell, 2-man game. Now Shakir back to O'Connell. The freshman, 2 dribbles, fade away to his left, up and in.
Left hand, again, tough shot to block.
That's his second field goal. 5 points off the bench. And the bench providing a little bit of scoring for Coach Moreno tonight.
And he's using it more. He's going a little bit deeper than he normally goes, too, in this game. I think with the adrenaline, the excitement, you get a little more tired. But you know what? He'll have his starters down at the end of the game. They'll be well rested and be able to kind of, whatever you have to do. If you're behind, you'll have energy to come back. If you're ahead, you have juice to hang on to it.
2-3 zone here for Bedford. Exeter taking their time with the diagnosis, and it works. Eventually as Thibodeau goes up and under for 2. He's doubled his first half point total so far in this third quarter. He's gone from 4 to 8. Meanwhile, a blocking foul is called.
One. I don't know about that.
Thibodeau and Dak collide. And we'll see if there was some movement as Thibodeau comes over. May have been moving
just a little bit
when he arrived. So that's number 3 against the 6'7" junior.
May have to give him a break just because you don't want him to get 4 right now on this play. I go at him. I don't care if I'm Connor. I put him on the block, put Connor O'Rourke on the block, and go at him.
Dak to the rim. No. O'Connor, yes.
Good rebound.
Or O'Rourke, rather. Second field goal of the quarter. 6th rebound as well.
Thibodeau almost fouled Dak going to the basket, knocked him. That could have been called a foul, and that would have been his 4th.
So now Exeter down 1 again. As we continue to flip-flop. A lot of lead changes in this third quarter.
I like what Bedford's doing, too, switching defenses on down, coming down, switch offense. Man, zone. On a made basket, they switch to 1. I do like that. Switching defenses, the offense has to think. You've got to recognize what's going on and adjust your offense accordingly quickly.
Greco off the inbound. Back to McNeff. I think he stepped out of bounds.
Yeah, was still out of bounds. Wasn't quite there.
Tight quarters on the baseline under the basket leads to the 8th Exeter turnover tonight. Timeout on the floor. Just over 3 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's been razor tight throughout. Bedford led by as many as 5 in the first half, by 3 at halftime. Exeter, moments ago, led by 3, now trailed by 1, 38-37.
And we thought, as the game progressed, it would go back and forth, just kind of, close game till the very end. And we still haven't seen Connor O'Rourke really on the block. We haven't seen some of those things that we normally would see, that maybe in the fourth quarter they decide their adjustment would be, let's go into the paint and let's see if we can get him some easy baskets, maybe get Thibodeau down on the bench.
Of course,
still in.
Both teams looking to get back to the championship affair. For Bedford, it would be their second state title game appearance in 3 years. Coach Holmes, whose team won it back in 2019, hoping to get back to that round for the first time since. The winner takes on Keene again Sunday at UNH. The only place you can watch that game live is right here on the NFHS network. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham, and the rest of our Friday Night Lights New Hampshire crew here with you. It's been a fun afternoon/evening so far here in Rochester. Miss there results in a McDonald layup. The Exeter sophomore brings it himself into the front court, now skips it for Greco.
Big lob.
Who had to leave his feet to reel it in. And Thibodeau giving room, back out to Ream, up top for McNeff. Exeter taking their time. Both teams have been patient on offense. 2.5 to go, third quarter.
Yeah, back in the zone. Bedford, look high post. There's Greco.
Against O'Rourke. Now double teamed by Dak. Never got the shot off.
Great block. Oh, turnover.
Given away, and then McNeff can't get the layup. Loose in the corner. McNeff throws it over his head, but stepped out of bounds.
Another turnover. Wow. Aggressive play. Just a couple turnovers you got to be wary of. Good block by Dak and O'Rourke at the same time. Then the turnover. Man, that was a very exciting play there.
Yeah, wild sequence. Bedford comes out of the other end unscathed. Still up 1, now 3, as Logan O'Connell gets his first 2 of the quarter. Led Bedford in that first half with 11. He's up to a team high 13. Game high 13. Inside of 2 minutes. Coach Holmes trying to direct traffic here from the sideline. He sees Thibodeau pull the trigger. 16-footer, no. Greco is fouled.
Ooh, good rebound.
Nick Greco, his 5th board and his 3rd trip to the free throw line on the way as the senior. Hoping to extend his team's season and his career with a win tonight.
And you could hear Coach yelling, high post, high post. He wanted someone to flash to the high post so that they could get that and then get a shot. And Thibodeau had a good shot. Didn't go in. That's a tough shot, though, kind of in between. 15-footer in between, the very tough shot. People don't realize how difficult that is sometimes.
Meanwhile, Greco has been lights out at the line. He missed his first free throw. He's hit 4 in a row since. And is now 3 for 3 in this third quarter. Meanwhile, Thibodeau, he was hit with his 3rd personal foul a moment ago. The Exeter center is going to take a seat. Coach Holmes does not want to roll the dice for the final 101 seconds before the fourth quarter.
Good timing to take him out. Bring in a little bit of size as well. They don't get much smaller, a little less thick in terms of weight, but you still have some height in the game. But now you say we got to go to O'Rourke. Let's get him on the block. Let's throw him the ball. Got a mismatch.
Going to run a pick and pop here instead. It's a miss for O'Connell. And the rebound controlled by Greco is his 6th for Exeter. McNeff, blow-by move, up and under for 2.
Right hand, went to the right hand.
A bit of a windmill shot from under the backboard. McNeff with 13 to lead Exeter. Blue Hawks by 1 as we continue to see the lead change. Pull up, O'Connell off the side of the rim. Tomazi with his first rebound for Exeter. The junior had just checked in a moment ago. Meanwhile, McDonald got an open shooter. It's Greco. 1 dribble, airborne, and a finish in the lane.
Here we see Greco and McNeff taking over here in the third quarter.
Exeter matches their largest lead from earlier, 3-point lead. Three-pointer, no good. Luke O'Connell. Rebound to Greco is going to take a breath and slow it down.
A couple of wild shots in the last two possessions by, well, O'Connell squared. Both O'Connell brothers took a couple of wild shots.
And now Coach Holmes in no hurry. 20 seconds. He may be thinking final shot.
That's what I'm thinking.
Bedford going to stay in a 2-3.
And if unless you have a layup too, you want to take that last shot. If you have you move the ball around. If you have a layup, go ahead and take it. If you don't, you wait until we get to about now and go.
5 seconds. Greco at the free throw line. Fades to his left, trying to beat the buzzer with a 2. It won't happen, and that will do it for the third quarter. A big quarter for Exeter. They trail by 3 at the break. They lead by 3 after 3. It's now on the top seed, Bedford, to respond. Fourth quarter next with a championship ticket on the line. You are watching the 2025 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Semifinals. Here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, we're broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.
Our broadcast today, as it always is brought to you by Beals Insurance Agency, with locations now in both Bedford and Londonderry. Whether you need home, auto, or business insurance, Beals Insurance will get you both the price and quality coverage that's right for you. Just call 603-471-9999 or visit BealsInsurance.com to request a free quote and start saving money today. Again, that's BealsInsurance.com.
Well, down the stretch we go. 43-40 Exeter. It's going to be Bedford basketball. Both fan bases are on their feet here in Rochester. Nick Anastas, Justin Gorham with you. The winner goes to Sunday's Division I state championship game where they will face the Keene Blackbirds. Bedford led by as many as 5 in that first half, had a 3-point halftime lead. But after only a 10-point third quarter, Justin trailed to begin the final frame.
Yeah, that was a big quarter for Exeter, right? A 16-10 win, you said? That's a big win for the quarter.
Bulldogs will pull it out. Meanwhile, Exeter, they've been basically in a half-court man the whole game on the defensive end. Got a foul here as Logan O'Connell is knocked to the ground.
Kind of bailed him out. Didn't have to foul him on that one. It was a really tough shot.
And it's a reach against McNeff. That's only his first. And the first team foul either way in this fourth quarter comes 28 seconds in. So Logan O'Connell, 11 of his 13, now 14, came in the first half. And hard to believe, but it's his first trip to the line tonight. Hoping to cut the Exeter lead in half here. He can't do it. Left it short. It's tipped out to McNeff. Now McNeff in trouble and knocked down and fouled.
That was actually a pretty good trap. He tried to dribble through the trap, which is what you're supposed to do.
He's got the Exeter bench excited. Foul goes against Landon Elsmore, his first. No, his second, excuse me. No, his first. Should have trusted myself. First foul against Elsmore, the junior.
Yeah, if the trap would have been, if no one would have been moving on the trap, then they probably would have been in good shape. There would have been a foul, but the trap was still moving.
Meanwhile, Tamazi tried to go up and under, couldn't score. Dak, the rebound, is 7th for Bedford. Elsmore leans into a 2, can't connect from the baseline, and now it's McDonald the other way for Exeter. The sophomore down the lane, looking for a trailer. It's turned over. Now Hinton trying to push. Hinton to the rim is fouled by Greco. Well, Bedford looking to push off the turnover.
They're good when they push.
And tonight the transition opportunities have been limited, but Hinton making the most there to draw the foul. 2 free throws coming up. Second personal foul issued there against Exeter's Nick Greco.
Yeah, they have been a bit limited tonight. They haven't been able to run quite like they normally do.
Meanwhile, that's the first point tonight for the senior forward Jack Hinton. One of now 7 different Bedford scorers in the game. Coach Holmes goes to the Exeter bench. The reserve, Nate Tomasi, comes off the floor. And the starter, Tyler Ream, comes back on. Here's a Bedford press for the first time.
Very first
it's like a
press
2-1-2.
of the game. Yes, absolutely. So you try and trap right there over the count, right there.
Ream in trouble and can't feather it down the sideline. The ball hit the side.
And see, that's exactly what you want to happen.
Yep.
Great trap. Great trap.
So Bedford ties the game. They force an Exeter turnover, and now Coach Holmes is going to call a 20-second timeout.
Well, Dean, we're going to tell him stay out of the corner, right? Get the sideline. If you get the sideline down early, stay out of that corner. They're going to try and trap when the ball goes right across half court in those corners, and they did just that, and they got a turnover. So they did exactly what they were supposed to do. So now you have to make that adjustment. What do? Get the ball to the middle, even though it's a 2-1-2. So middle and sidelines will be open when they come to trap deep corners, and then look for cutters.
Coach Moreno, I'm sure, relaying that same message.
It's a great trap.
If Exeter decides to throw a full court press their way, we haven't seen it yet, but that certainly is in the realm of possibility when you're talking about Coach Holmes.
Yeah, he really hasn't mixed it up too much today defensively. When we saw them play Nashua, he did the box and one, and that was a huge change of defensives that he would normally do. I think that you're facing a guy like Caruso who can get 40 any night he plays. So that defense worked.
Yeah. 60-44 was that final as Exeter eliminated Nashua South. Dak offensive rebound, put back no, and then a jump ball as McDonald is tied up with O'Rourke.
Yeah, it's going to be Exeter's ball on a good rebound by McDonald. Again, a little bit of a forced shot, a little too deep for O'Connell. On the offense, be patient. Here's the press again. There's the middle, wide open.
And Greco gets it into the front court. Now back to McNeff. Ream thought about it, instead pulls it out. We've got a tie game here, 43 apiece. Nearly 2 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. Greco thought about going into the post. Now high post for Thibodeau. Ream, not enough shooting room, pulls it out with a dribble.
And Thibodeau can be a good passer from the high post. He's big, can see over the defense. Good spot for him to be.
Ream ready to fire. Three-pointer, no. Thibodeau offensive rebound. Spins to his right. Can't get in the lane. Tipped out to Elsmore.
It's a good rebound. Almost got the little floater.
Elsmore, a runner at the rim, won't go. Thibodeau, his game-high 8th rebound. A lid on the basket right now for both teams. We're stuck at 43.
Yeah, they're having a hard time finding a good open shot. Defense has been very good.
Greco attacks and is fouled in the lane.
There it is. Don't LeBron it. Somebody got him.
Took it right at Dak, who's hit with the foul. And I believe that's number 3 on the freshman. Second team foul. 2 team fouls each way. That is the 3rd against Dak. So free throws for Greco, trying to put Exeter back in front. He's done most of his damage scoring-wise in this second half.
The 7th and 8th free throw. A lot of free throws for Greco.
And free throw miss breaks up a streak of 5 makes. 5 straight. It's now 5 for 7 overall. 8 of his 13 points have come since the break. Takes his time and delivers. On a high arcing make. Exeter back in front by a point.
Yeah, he's got 14, playing well. Again, we thought we'd see him be a little more aggressive this half.
O'Connell trying to free himself up with a banker. Gets a friendly roll. Good one-on-one move for Logan O'Connell. Second field goal since halftime. He's got a team-high 16 points. More press from Bedford, the 2-1-2. Exeter handles it along the sideline. They've got it in the floor general's hands. McNeff, now Ream. Thought about it. Instead pulls it back out with a dribble. The sophomore, a step-back 3, no good. O'Rourke battling for Bedford. It's tipped out to Elsmore, and the Bulldogs get the stop they want. Trying to build the lead now. Quick 3, Hinton, no. Kept alive by McDonald, yes, sir.
Brave save, too. You never, ever save the ball underneath your opponent's basket like that.
McNeff for 3, no. O'Rourke leaves his feet, is tied up by Ream, and a jump ball is called.
Bedford gets that one. I do like the aggressiveness, though, because that means they get the next one. Exeter gets the next one.
Here's that save a moment ago from McDonald. He's provided a good punch, 4 points, 4 rebounds, plenty of ball handling off the bench as well.
Yeah, he's done little things. Yeah, little things, rebounds, good passes. A great save there, even though it was, you're not supposed to do that. It was a great save.
Well, Dak lost it. This one pinballs out of bounds, and it's turned over by Bedford. A rare second half giveaway for the Bulldogs. Just their 7th turnover tonight and their 2nd since halftime. Again, Exeter facing the Bedford press. No problem. Ream inside, across the lane, and McDonald is hammered.
Hard foul. Good foul. Didn't make the basket. That was a good foul by the younger O'Connell. Hit him maybe a little bit too hard there, but still, good foul. You don't let him make the 2-footer.
Foul goes against the freshman Luke O'Connell. That's the 3rd Bedford team foul, so just 1 left to give. Still 4+ minutes to go as we hover around the midway point of this 4th quarter.
Apparently, according to the Exeter student section, they can't do that. They can't do that.
Well, you can. You're just going to get whistled for it.
You are. You can do it. Got to make free throws in the end. Had a few missed free throws. Greco missed one.
First trip to the line for McDonald. And he's got one more here, trying to, once again, tie the game. One for 2 trip for the 5'9" guard. And here we go. 4 minutes to go. It's a tie game. The winner goes to Sunday's state championship. Elsmore in a crowd, leaves his feet and banks it home from a tough angle.
A strong move. That's his first 2-pointer of the game, I think.
And his first basket since halftime. 5 now for the junior. Thibodeau inside. No. Stripped on the second try, and it's Dak who wrestles it away.
Great play. Brought the ball down too low. Thibodeau should have kept it up high.
Elsmore again trying to lean into a banker. Won't go. McDonald now the other way. McDonald is fouled. Logan O'Connell with a reach, got a piece of the arm, and both fan bases have strong opinions on the call.
Yeah, the Exeter bench, I think, got a little warning, got up, got a little too excited. Got to stop complaining. Refs are not going to tolerate talking and, raising your hands up and all that.
That's the second against O'Connell. That also puts Bedford against the limit with 4 team fouls. Jump shot for Ream off target. Luke O'Connell is skying rebound.
All of a sudden, Exeter's gone cold.
And Bedford up 2, looking for some padding here on their lead, hoping for breathing room, trying to make it a 2-possession game. Logan O'Connell, may have dribbled off his foot. He did.
Good help defense by Greco that time to force him to dribble out of bounds and off his foot.
We get a look there. Yeah, kind of an awkward landing, too, with the ball rolling up under that ankle. It's a good thing O'Connell is okay.
Yeah, that's a scary play when the ball goes underneath the foot. Oof, look out.
Meanwhile, timeout, Coach Moreno. Just over 3 minutes to go in this one. Bedford leading 47-45. The Bulldog faithful hoping their team can get over the finish line tonight and get back to the state championship game. Bedford was there just 2 years ago. They beat Pinkerton in that spot. Came up short in the semifinal round last year with a loss against Nashua North, but a chance to do it for the 2nd time in 3 seasons if they can hold off this Exeter squad over the final 309.
Yes, and I think, we talked about the game being tight. Bedford now up 2 needs to be patient, take really good shots, don't force it, don't dribble. When you know there's going to be help, don't dribble into traffic. Cut, pass and cut, good screen and roll like they were doing earlier. Screen and roll, look for your big men rolling to the basket, look for your teammates. Exeter, on the other hand, they're handling the press pretty well, but all of a sudden there's a lid on the basket. They got to make some of these shots that they've had, open shots, if they want to have a chance to win.
They've been led tonight by Nate McNeff, the senior point guard, with the team high 13 points. Nick Greco has been big in this second half, as we've talked about. With now, I guess he's the leading scorer for Exeter, 14 points, 9 of those since halftime.
Yeah, they've had a lot of guys score baskets. They spread out pretty nicely. Thibodeau with 8, and he typically doesn't score a lot of points. He gets a lot of rebounds and changes a lot of shots.
But he's chipped in on offense, as you mentioned.
He has today. 8 points is big. Got 3 fouls.
And he's knocked down here, and that's number 4 against Weegie Dak.
Yeah, I think that's free throw time for Exeter as well.
It
2
sure
shots.
is. Bedford now over the limit. Dak has got to be very careful After picking up his fourth, Coach Moreno is going to take the youngster off the floor and I think replace him with guard Ali Shakir. So a smaller lineup now on the floor for the Bulldogs.
Significantly, you have Connor O'Rourke in there still, your 6'6" big guy, but the rest of the team, you're looking at, 5'11", 5'10" across the board.
So free throws on the way for Jack Thibodeau. Working on a double-double in this one, 8 points, 8 rebounds. It's his first trip to the free throw line. And it comes with 2:41 to go in this fourth quarter. Meanwhile, Logan O'Connell.
He's still thinking 1-1.
Just like you.
Yeah, I'm always thinking 1-1. Where's the 1-1? We got to bring it back. Bring back the 1-1. A little more pressure.
A little bit of a smile on O'Connell's face. 1 for 2 for Thibodeau. Exeter back within 1. This thing has been tight throughout. Largest lead either way, just 5 points. Logan O'Connell lost it.
Great hands by
McNeff
McNeff.
picked his pocket, and he's going to put Exeter back in front.
Great steal. Just stuck his hand in there. Didn't reach, really. Just went across the body, tipped it, boom. What a play.
And then another answer from Logan O'Connell. A deep three from the wing, and Bedford's back in front by 2.
Redeemed himself on that one, didn't he?
Ream thought about it, but that one a little too deep even for the sharpshooter's taste. Exeter down 2. They're going to take their time, and we are now inside of 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Backdoor Thibodeau spins up and under to tie the game.
Tied it up. Way to use the rim.
He's in double figures now with 11. And what do we have?
Oh, called a block.
Blocking foul.
Oh, that's his 4th. To take a look at that in the replay. Did the ball go in? Yeah, the ball went in. They got to count the basket.
Well, Bedford clamoring that ball should count, that basket should count.
He didn't move at all. That was
Thibodeau, number 4. So he's got to be careful moving forward. You can see starting to lean a little bit.
Back. He kind of, that business decision changed his mind. He fell back a little early, but now the basket.
They're going to put the 2 on the board for Bedford. So count it for Landon Elsmore. A chance for one more at the line coming for the junior.
Tough play. Big 3-point play.
Sure is.
Old school, baby. 3-point play.
And a 3-point lead is the result.
A lot of time left. 1:40. Plenty of time to get a couple baskets for Exeter, but they just got to make sure they play smart and don't turn the ball over.
Final 95 seconds. Greco puts his head down. 2 steps. Never got the shot off. Partially blocked, and will stay with the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, don't force it. See, they're trying to force these shots. I don't know if you're trying to get fouled or what. Just don't force it. Take your time. Got a lot of time left.
Meanwhile, Greco was open. Now they do get it to him. He spins, lost the ball. Thibodeau trying to pound one dribble into the floor. It's loose again before Greco finds McDonald in the corner, and he's clobbered by the airborne defender, Luke O'Connell. Heads-up play by the sophomore Jackson McDonald.
It was a heads-up play indeed.
With his team in the bonus, he's going to head to the free throw line after the foul on O'Connell. So Jackson McDonald, who's logged a lot of minutes off the bench tonight for Exeter. Coach Holmes trusting the youngster, keeping him in the lineup. And now the lefty gets set to shoot the first of 2 free throws. This one is good.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. He's got, 5 rebounds, 5 points now, 6 points now. He's played really well off the bench.
Timeout, Coach Holmes. Exeter is back within 2. One more free throw coming. $1:19 remaining on the clock.
And if you're Exeter, too, you're probably going to have to foul, so get yourself into the bonus situation. Otherwise, Bedford can hold the ball and win the game. Even if they make this one free throw, right, Bedford can hold the ball and win the game.
Exeter has 1 team foul left to give.
Got to give it quick. So you have time to work. You have time to do some things. You can't let it wait and get down to, 30, 40 seconds when you're kind of rushing things. You want to get the foul early. That way you can get them on the line and have time to do some things.
It's been a good night here in Rochester at the Rec Center.
Great venue.
We were here on Monday for the boys Division II semifinals, and we're back again tonight for the boys D1 finals. Earlier tonight, D1 semifinals. Earlier, Keene advanced to the finals with a
1
1-point victory
over
Portsmouth. We thought that was going to be tough to beat from a drama standpoint. This one is right in the same category.
Yeah, we're in the same boat. I mean, the score is almost the same. We have plenty of time. Who knows? We can go overtime. We don't know. Game is close.
The only thing we do know is that Jackson McDonald is going to shoot a free throw here coming out of the timeout.
We also know that someone eventually will win.
And we do know
We hope.
that we'll be on the air both Saturday and Sunday for championship weekend at UNH. The girls D2 and D1 finals come your way. Saturday, the boys D2, D1 championships on Sunday. McDonald misses the free throw. O'Rourke collects his 10th rebound off the miss for Bedford. And the Bulldogs' 2-point lead is still intact here.
Got to get that foul. Got to get that foul a little early. Can't let the clock run down too low. Calling him out. You got to go get him.
Coach Holmes barking at his defense. O'Connell goes to the hole.
Oh, you can't foul him on the shot.
And he gets knocked down.
Wow. And Coach
Hard
Holmes.
landing there by the junior, but he's so fired up. He just bounced right back up and started barking. He plays with the emotion on the sleeve.
He's a very fiery guy.
He knocked down 3 3-pointers in that first half. One more in the second half. He's been the go-to scorer for Bedford, but he can't knock down that free throw.
Had some free throw issues the other day as well. So at the end of the game, fatigue kicks in. He's played most of the game. He's only come out maybe, once?
If that.
I don't even remember him coming out, to be honest.
Trying to go 1 for 2. He misses off the back iron. O'Rourke with another offensive rebound for Bedford, able to sustain the possession, and Coach Moreno is awarded with a timeout.
That's the biggest rebound of the game so far.
Able to kind of stick out that long arm at the last minute to collect the free throw miss. And now that changes the dynamic a bit here with 53 seconds. It's Bedford basketball. And they've still got the lead on the scoreboard, 53-51.
And I thought they might try and foul him right away. Just put him at the line, make him make free throws. And at this point, you're fouling O'Connell again because he missed the last 2, and they weren't really, they weren't that close. So I think you could probably foul him again. But you're going to have to foul. You can play really good defense the best you can, but you got to get the ball back somehow.
And again, Exeter is up against the limit now with 14 fouls. So the next foul will mean free throws for Bedford.
These are big. So if you're Bedford now, you got to make all your free throws at the end because that's what's going to happen. Exeter, same boat. If they can get a rebound and go down and score, they're going to end up having to make their free throws as well. So right now we could turn into a free throw contest at the end if the game gets tied up.
This thing has been tight throughout. Bedford led by as many as 5 in the first half. The Bulldogs held a 3-point lead at halftime. Exeter led by 3 at one point in that third quarter, led by 3 to begin this fourth quarter. And now Bedford by 2 here with 53 seconds. Again, Bulldogs trying to secure another championship berth. It would be their second in 30 seasons. And Exeter hoping to do it for the first time since they won the tournament back in 2019. Ellsmore the inbound. Bedford ball and a 2-point lead. And it comes to Dak. He's bodied up by Greco immediately. Now Ellsmore takes over. 45 seconds to go. No foul yet from Exeter.
Can't wait too long.
Hands to Logan O'Connell.
He's going to hold it.
Trying to keep away here. Double team comes, and now foul from behind given by Greco.
And right now, that's a pretty good foul. He's tired himself out, dribbling the ball around.
Another hard landing.
Yeah, he's landed a couple times, pretty hard.
Landed on his face there.
That's not a good place to land, Nick.
No. So after missing 2 a moment ago, he's back at the line. He's 1 for 3, 1 for 4. It's 1 for 4 in the second half at the stripe, but he's missed 3 in a row. Too good of a shooter to keep off the snide for long. He knocks that one down with ease. And now this is the big one. Can make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, this changes everything. He makes this, unless they get an offensive rebound again.
Got it.
Huge free throw.
Bulldogs by 4. Exeter's got to hurry.
Got to score quick. Got to get a 2 or 3. If you can get a 2, get a layup. Got to score quick.
Down to 30 seconds. Ream for 3. Back iron miss. Dak going for it for Bedford, and we've got a jump ball. It's Thibodeau and Greco involved on the play for Exeter.
Stays here.
Yep. Possession arrow favoring the Blue Hawks.
Still running out of time. 23.6. Got to get a quick basket.
Long pass. McDonald. Eye on the rim. He's got a man open up top. Greco steps into a 2 over O'Rourke. He's fouled. Got hit on the release. Contact on the wrist.
Yep.
Greco to the line here just inside of 17 seconds.
The last thing you want to do is foul on that play. Hands straight up. Don't try and block shots. Just make it a tough shot for him. You're long, your arms are long. Just stick them up there.
Just his first. Hard to believe.
All right.
For a guy involved as much as O'Rourke has been tonight, that's his first. Personal foul. Meanwhile, Greco
Free throws, biting
misses
them.
this one off the back iron. One more here, trying to make it a single possession difference. Got it. 3-point game. Shakir is fouled.
And that's good. I think he's a pretty good free throw shooter, but he hasn't been in the game much.
No.
So you don't know if he's going to make these pressure shots. Well, they're only up 3, so these are big pressure shots. This is where I miss the 1-on-1.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Makes the game more fun. Makes you make the first free throw. Got to earn it.
So all eyes on the sophomore Elise Shakir, and he gets the friendly bounce
Oh, my goodness.
on the first attempt to make it a 4-point game again at 56-52.
Man, talk about friendly. Wow.
That one bounced about 5 feet in the air before it came back down through the cylinder. This one rattles out, no good. Thibodeau the rebound. His club is down by 4. We're down to 10 seconds. McNeff off the ball screen, three-pointer, front iron miss. Dak his 11th rebound. And now a foul in the backcourt with 4.4 seconds remaining. And the Bedford Bulldog fans are on their feet here in Rochester.
I think that's going to do it, Nick. I think we got our final set. The Exeter fans are leaving the building already. Wow, that's a quick exit. Exit stays right. Look at that. Wow.
So Weeji Dak, who has played one of his better games of the season. Unofficially a double-double tonight, 10 points, 11 rebounds, and a chance to pound home the nail in the coffin here with 4.4 to go. Meanwhile, Bedford going to vacate the line, or the lane. Exeter with just 2 on the low block here. Meanwhile, subs, Coach Holmes.
It's good. Get your senior in. Good job, Coach.
Going to bring on Stephen Bartell, the 6'3 forward for the first time.
Senior gets in the semifinal game.
Meanwhile, Dak, first of 2 on the way. Try to balloon the lead for Bedford. And this one is going to drop. Dak now with 11 and 11.
Double-double.
Bedford just seconds away from their second trip to the championship game in 3 seasons. 2 for 2 for Dak. Last shot goes to Exeter's McNeff. It's good. But for the second straight time tonight, the last shot doesn't matter.
It does not.
Bedford, they're going to win the basketball game by a final score of 58-55. You see the Bulldogs celebrating amongst themselves, a smile, a relieved smile, I think, on the face of head coach Frank Moreno.
Ooh.
Got his team in the hunt for another ring, now just 1 win away.
What a game.
From
Another
the
good
second
game.
championship in school history. This one was a good one. Back and forth the whole way. Neither team led by more than 5 until the final seconds. And Bedford led by 6 before that McNeff 3 cut it to 58-55. So the Bulldogs celebrate. Big game tonight for Logan O'Connell. He was knocked down. He was battered and bruised. Took a beating, frankly, at times tonight. But in the end, he has the last laugh. 11 points in that first half. He finishes with 21 on 4 made three-pointers. Of course, we mentioned Weeji Dak, the freshman power forward. Another outstanding performance, 12 points, 11 rebounds. is what he ends up with unofficially. And Connor O'Rourke, 7 points, 11 rebounds, 3 block shots for the Bedford senior. On the other side for Exeter, it's the end of a storied career for the seniors Nate McNeff and Nick Greco. McNeff tonight goes out and scores 9 points in each half. Ends up with 18 to go with 5 rebounds. And Nick Greco did what he could to anchor the offense tonight, but not meant to be in the end. He finishes with 15 points and 7 rebounds. And Jack Thibodeau, who should be back next year, the junior, also by my calculations, finished with a double-double, 11 points and 10 rebounds in the defeat for Exeter. Justin, your final thoughts on 2 very entertaining semifinal games here in Division I.
Man, they were really close. They were fun to watch. You saw a lot of things that Bedford did on this particular game defensively, I think, that didn't allow them to get to, like Greco was not allowed to get to his sweet spot. They made it difficult for McNeff to get to his left and get to the basket like he normally does. He didn't get to attack the basket, didn't make a lot of layups, and they contained him. I think when you contain those 2 guys, which they did, I mean, those are, a little bit less than they normally do in terms of scoring, I think you're going to win the game. And on the other side, O'Connell played well, shot well, big threes when he needed them, really big threes when he needed them. And free throw wise, they're going to have to shoot better in the final. I think when you get to the free throw line in the final game, it's going to be tougher. You got to make those free throws. Otherwise, it's going to be tight, really tough to win that game. So fun game to watch, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Want to thank a few folks. Start with those on the ground here at the Rochester Rec Center. Steve Trepanier, Jeff Turgan, Elizabeth Green, working with our own John Barron to get this broadcast up and running. We appreciate that. Speaking of John Barron, here again early.
Always early.
Also facilitating the new garb for us here at Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire. We appreciate that.
Sweet.
And, of course, his videography partner tonight was Matt Beals, who held it down in the trench down there at the end of the bench / baseline. Want to thank our friends over at the NFHS Network. Another successful partnership tonight, broadcasting in conjunction with those guys. Of course, that's Don Boyle, Dave, and the rest of the staff at the NFHS Network. Still another big weekend ahead. Next weekend, or this coming weekend, championship
right around the corner.
weekend up at UNH. Looking forward to working with those fine folks yet again. And finally, we got to thank our director, the man behind the curtain, the wizard of replay, Ben Beals, of a flawless job tonight.
Always.
Back in the Beals Insurance Studios. For executive producer Steve Beals and my partner, Justin Gorham, good to be back in the saddle with you tonight.
Absolutely.
Had a lot of fun. My name is Nick Anastas, saying so long. Final score, final time, Bedford 58, Exeter 55. This has been a presentation of the 2025 NHIAA Boys Basketball Division I Semifinals here on Friday Night Lights, New Hampshire, broadcasting in conjunction with the NFHS Network.